Alrighty, we have here Team Empire, Team Spirit for DPC Winter 21 League, Eastern European region, presented by ESL 1. I'm Ryan Hanigans. This is my good friend C2a4z, other aka Cody. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad, my man. Excited for another good series. Hopefully, out of here. Looking for a three-gamer if we can.
Looking for a three gamer. Going the distance. I'm here for it. Definitely like watching some Dota. So, what do we think of the bands here coming out first phase before we jump into these picks that are just flying?
Much more normal. We got the Wisp, the Puck, the Coddle, the Knicks. We saw the Knicks be having a pretty all-star performance in one of the games in the last series. You know, back to standard a little bit compared
Yeah.
to last series.
And if you're new to the region or maybe just watching Dota for the first time, the Bat slips through. Bat Rider's been a hot pick because Oracle, and they pick the Oracle, discouraging the other team from picking the Bat Rider, so they can pick it themselves without having to ban it.
Absolutely. Huge counter to the Bat Rider. See here, they'll likely swing their bans into things like Legion, into things like Beastmaster. Avoid those other counters that exist. Maybe even Slark. We saw have a pretty good performance in the prior series.
And a hero we're going to see contested in the draft is this Phoenix. It is the most played by both teams so far in the DPC Winter 21.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the watch to see if Empire can turn around. They got blown out pretty quick in their two games against Virtus Pro earlier this week. Team Spirit had a much closer series with Extremum. We'll see what they can what they can muster.
It's gonna be interesting to see what egg hitter Team Spirit's gonna pick up. And they ban out the bat because well we didn't see it
The
work out very
Slarking.
well last game, but it seems to be something, at least on paper, in theory, is favored in this Bat Rider matchup.
Yeah, and the Slark worked out against the Bat. Uh, it's just didn't work out in the long run against the full team.
Yeah. So we got some bans coming out here. The troll is an egg hitter, so banning that out. Timbersaw, he can put illusions onto the egg, banning out carries that deal with the egg. Also, these are high armor carries, high base armor carries, and Nature's Prophet deals mainly physical damage or all physical damage in the laning phase. And so they're just trying to set their Nature's Prophet up for success for a good matchup. And again, fits the bill for an egg hitter, high base armor in the lane, and Morphling.
And PL another good character against Oracle and Bat Rider. Getting rid of him early. They don't have a lot of
Oh,
clear, and they're
yeah,
like likely you're going to see Team Spirit here move toward not a ton of big AOE cleave kind of heroes because otherwise they'd be happy to leave that PL in the pool.
exactly. Another character we might see pop up in this region is the Wraith King, which we see an anti-mage ban out, so maybe
Yeah,
leaning Wraith
I would
King
think
here.
this looks like Wraith King here. This would be the time to pick it. It's good against Bat Rider and Oracle as well, so it can stand up against both of those as initiations. Not really doesn't really feel great to lasso in, throw all your spells into a Wraith King for your whole team to turn and get slowed while the other team re-engages. So can definitely see that being a good pick.
It's a big pick. It's a telling pick for where Spirit wants to take their draft and their strategy for game one. This pick three is a pivotal pick. Obviously, it's the middle of picks in in the draft, but it's also, a lot of bans are already out. So, and it's Windrunner coming out.
Windrunner. Have we seen a lot of Windrunner in this patch so far, Ryan?
Not quite sure. I don't think so. Off the top of my head, I can get the number for you.
Definitely haven't seen it. Definitely haven't seen it touched at all in any of the series that we've been watching. The last 2 days at least in this region. Be interesting to see if it holds water here. Earth Spirit, great long range engage. Pretty good team lockdown. He'll be using his silence all over the place. Great against this Oracle. Pretty good against Windrunner. Solid support pickup here. Here's where Spirit's going to have to tip their hand a little bit on where their draft is heading.
Earth Spirit, pretty standard as well. This is good support stuff. Good roaming potential. Good map pressure early. No surprise there.
Yep, you got your 3-4-5 up top. You likely have your 2-3-5 down bottom. So we'll see. We'll have to see where they go with the 1 or the 3 pick here for, or sorry, the 1 or the 4 pick here for Spirit. They go with the 1, the Ursa.
It's a what is it? It's a high armor
Great against Phoenix Egg, kills it pretty
egg hitter.
fast.
It's exactly if I'd assume if they had a fourth ban, they were taking Ursa.
There's the Wraith King.
And there's the Kang. The Kang is here.
Wraith King, not from my experience, not exactly the most fun hero to play into an Ursa. Ursa rips through Wraith King pretty quick and usually has sizable lifesteal and it has really high armor, so it lives through the big crits. Doesn't have great wave clear for the skeletons across the team, so maybe they're looking to get a little more pushy with the Nature's Prophet and the Kang.
Ursa's favoring Battle Fury this patch too, so to
That
help
helps.
with the skeletons, to help with the treants that are going to be coming out.
I mean, Team Empire goes, thank you very much for banning that anti-mage. We'll go ahead and pick Wraith King then.
hmm Before they pick that Wraith King, or right after they pick that Wraith King, they go in and ban the Timbersaw, which is not a good matchup in lane. You really like playing Timbersaw, so they just go ahead and say, hey, or take that out of the game here.
Yeah, and they're going to be focusing 2 bans on 3s here, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Legion ban. Legion's pretty decent against Wraith King in lane. Wouldn't be surprised if there was like a Tide Hunter ban.
Yeah, definitely a Tide Hunter ban here. Tide Hunter deals with those skeletons, just walks up, anchor smash, and they're done. Gives them a little more team fight, so if they try to commit on that egg, the counter initiation, uh, I'm gonna put the house on that this is a Tide Hunter ban.
There it is.
And there it is.
Well, your house, you get to keep the
I
house,
get to
Ryan.
keep the house. Hey,
Whew.
I like that.
Don't know where you're getting the one you win from, but And here they should be looking at a
Mids.
just a mid ban. I mean, what does Batrider not really want to play against? Maybe it's like a Ember Spirit, I guess. The Nope, Invoker. Invoker decent against Batrider. Turn radius not that great. Doesn't really fare that well against tons of stacks of oil, but that sticky napalm adds up real bad on Invoker. Ooh.
Storm Spirit. It's a gutsy Storm Spirit, but what seems like all your lockdown really being Batrider and a good shackle if you can get one. I mean, it seems
Hard to shackle Storm Spirit with the rolls.
and also hard to shackle Storm Spirit. So Storm sees this, thinks to himself,
Yeah, that Storm's looking real good. I mean, I would be happy with like a Beastmaster pick here as their 3, or as their 3/4. Just rotate the Windrunner into the 4.
what we saw yesterday to counter the Storm mid was actually a silencer off lane.
Yeah, Silencer could do work here. Silencer Windrunner, decent lane. Um, Pretty okay kill potential into the Wraith King. He will not have a fun time on that, but we get the Underlord. How
Underlord.
much feel like we haven't seen Underlord a whole lot since he got a lot of the different nerf bats. But
Yeah.
good against the Wraith King for sure. The Wraith King is not going to have a fun time in lane. They'll probably try to get the Nature's Prophet into the Underlord's lane. Um, Windrunner looking to be is so bad. They're 4. I don't remember their Team Spirits ordering, but I would expect this Underlord to be the 3 in the situation.
Yes. Yeah. I would think so too. Toronto Tokyo's their mid for Spirit. So
Yeah.
prediction game 1.
Ooh, it's a toughie. I think both these lineups are really good. I think this Storm Spirit is going to end up defining the game later. Underlord also good against it, but I'm gonna go with Team Empire, squeezing one out here in a long. I think this is gonna be a little bit of a long, drawn out match.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going with this. It seems like a coin flip. And maybe it's my 2K brain and my 2K experience of a storm with a free game is a scary storm.
Yep,
And
that's
you the
that's where I leaned.
the Underlord really doesn't bring much. I mean, again, it's hard to hit that root on the storm.
Yeah, you just gotta hope he rolls into it most of the time. But rooting around your team, right? At
Yeah,
least stops the storm from being silly on top of you. He has to roll through you, which less painful.
and just this Earth Spirit Phoenix can
Yeah,
again rotate into a lane and they're getting a kill. They're usually getting a kill. So they've got the early hit squad. Wraith King can AFK jungle. I expect him to go more of the late game build than this early desolate or
armlet.
armlet desolator build. More we might see more of like the Radiance Blink or Radiance SNY, something like that. So uh, yeah, interesting to see how this one's going to play out.
Yeah, I think it's really gonna depend on this mid matchup on whether or not this Storm can get out ahead of this Bat Rider. Storm can get out ahead of this Bat Rider. It's not going to be a fun time for most of the mid game. Uh, Ursa gets locked down pretty hard by Storm. Can't really stick to him. Earth Spirit hard to stick to with Storm. Prophet just trees himself in TPs. Phoenix has the dive. Like this Ursa's gonna not really be able to be glued to a target all that much. So it can be a little bit of a tough one, but we've seen Ursas before close out games in miraculously fast fashion. So
It's our starting items on mid here. Pretty pretty standard. Just trying to get to that bottle quickly on what looks like to be both of them.
yeah, I got the same exact build coming out of each, pretty much.
I see a pretty quiet rune contest here. But Wraith King stun canceling shows that he did take level 1 stun, which if you take it, you usually want to use it. Um, and so
Yeah, no real benefit to stun on the farming of creeps. So
exactly. So he took it, maybe a wasted point there. Um, I mean, it is 90% of the time the right choice, but if you'd rather just maybe have a little bit more lifesteal early and maybe a little bit more skeleton uh, or crit chance, whatever it may be.
already the bat up to 6 charges on this Storm in mid. Storm is taking a beating, 7 charges. I think our focus going to be pretty squarely on. I think our kill potential in the off lanes. Nature's Prophet's not really looking to get kills. Uh, Unlikely that this Oracle Ursa is going to be able to get pressure onto the NP. They are getting some good trade outs though
Pause comes out.
on the Earth Spirit already. He's at under half health.
Oracle's no joke. I think this is a massively underrated 5, and you can pick him for more than just Bat Rider counters. You can pick it more than just wanting to heal, but it's got stun, it's got dispel, it's got disarm, it's got damage. I think it's pretty well rounded. It's ranged. 46 damage is light, but he's got a good animation. Yeah.
This Windrunner, Wind Ranger, taking a beating as well down bottom. Might Phoenix might be able to get close to securing this, as Wind Ranger may have to use.
Oh, that last spirit is gonna really put the pressure on it.
Oh, going for the courier here though. No, nothing fun on it. This Windrunner is probably gonna just have to back. Dangerous to stay here.
Oh, gotta get the last hits going much quicker than I normally do.
Yeah, nothing too out of the norm. Storm's doing pretty well into the bat, even though he's been getting slapped around with Dax. He's been able to keep himself high health.
And Wraith King has the armlet queued up, actually.
Yeah, I think you're gonna end up seeing this armlet in most of these CIS games. They're looking to be a little more fast-paced and aggressive. You have a Storm on your team, so you're gonna want to hit those timings a little faster as the Storm's able to gank your lane and whatnot. So
How's Ursa doing up here? I think he's having a pretty fine time.
yeah, Ursa actually outlast hitting the Nature's Prophet. Hard to say how many of those are on trees, but
It's just a regen battle here in mid. They are just trading hits, trading regen. I
got
think
an Earth Spirit TP in. I think they're gonna try and maybe get spicy on this bat.
it's probably just this 4-minute rune. Try to set up the fight for a 4-minute rune. Because it'll be big. Storm doesn't have bottle yet, and Bat already has bottle. So if he has the first bottle and the first rune, a lane that would seem tough gets sizably tougher.
And the Storm went boots right away, so he's taking the speed advantage to try and secure the runes. Plus, he's keeping his lane pushed in nice. I think it's gonna be hard unless the Windrunner can sit on the rune and it's actually bottom.
Another pause coming out. It's out of Team Spirit.
Yep. No disconnections this time.
Usually they have to state a reason for the pause.
I think Ursa's bringing out some gloves. Gloves of haste first to himself instead of the boots. To keep his farm up. Got the treads orb queued up. Pretty standard stuff.
The next label play. The next label. The next label play. The next label play.
But a voice lining coming out here. Interesting that Ursa doesn't go the Orb of Corruption. I see it all the time on these tempo uh, melee players, such as the Monkey King that are in meta right now. Um, it's really good. It feels great on these, on these types of heroes, but I don't think he's electing for it. Maybe just the Orb of Venom.
Yeah, the Orb of Corruption helps him sizably for Roshan at some point as well, but the Orb of Venom does a little bit more work in what Ursa needs, which is staying on the target. If he can stay on him, it doesn't really matter if he's armor penning him or not. With how strong of an ability Fury Swipes tends to be. We do see the bottle up now for the Storm.
Who ended up getting that 4-minute rune? Oh, the Phoenix took it probably to
Phoenix
deny it.
just swooped in and grabbed it. from the Windrunner. Phoenix here just doing some mini pulls, bottom, getting harassed back and forth, but you know, Wraith King, another one of those characters that when in the core role, totally fine to farm underneath the tower.
Exactly. Just the trading ability of this Phoenix character is so good. With 2 points in the Atrophy Aura, Wraith King only critting for a 123 with 2 points in the crit.
Yeah, going in on an Undying is going to be...
Or Underlord, my bad.
Underlord, sorry.
I think I queued you up there for that.
Slow going here. They're going to try it, though. Let's see what they can do. They got an Earth
Rolling
Spirit in
Boulder.
as well. This is going to be the first blood.
First blood coming out at 540.
Phoenix trying to do some damage to this
Bat
Windrunner,
Rider.
but
Not wanting to use the ult.
doesn't need to.
Doesn't even need to.
Nature's
Ult is still up.
Prophet, whopping 335 move speed plus those napalms. Not exactly fun to try and run as Nature's Prophet. Get some rotations over here toward mid. You got a DD up on the Storm now.
Securing that just so he can bottle a while. And he actually doesn't catch the smoke. Probably was going to go bottom for that. And Ursa's just like off in his own world. Nobody even on the side of the map with him. Nature's Prophet TPing up there to take care of that.
It's going to be the attempt at Windrunner's life here. Here comes the roll in. See if they can get a good kickback. Do.
And again, wherever this Phoenix and Earth Spirit are going to be, it's going to threaten kills on that lane.
While this isn't impacting the Underlord's farm too much, what it is doing is making sure that the mostly free space this Ursa has is not being lost out on the Wraith King not having free space. So they're going to keep punishing people for showing up in this Wraith King's lane until they start to leave him 1v1 on the Underlord more.
Exactly. Until they take their medicine on it. It looks like Ursa does have the Battle Fury queued up into a BKB, but then he has Blink in the quick buy eventually, which a lot of people have moved away from because Abyssal, with the cast range being added to Abyssal, it kind of acts as a smaller Blink that you already plan on buying at some point.
Yep. Yeah, plus you also have the Earthshock jump now, so the Earthshock leap being part of that hero makes Blink a little less useful, but he is going to need some long-range engage to deal with some of these escapes.
They're trying the Ursa. He's looking to turn. Doesn't realize the TP's coming in. Ults probably could have TP'd a little earlier than that, but there's no stun for him.
Nope.
And that's a win for Empire. He's not farming right now. They're probably going to take...
It's a little tough that, you know, there might be some mid trade outs here, but our Spirit potentially going to go down here. Oh, good rollout just in time before the Windrunner gets in front to block it.
Look at him as they are most likely taking top.
Get this DD'd Storm
with the
Blightstone. Push that down.
Just casually hitting this tower.
Yeah, Storm got a little too trigger happy with his stun there. I think if he would have waited it out and just kept kiting the Ursa back, they might have been able to secure that kill. Ripping the stun off as soon as the Ursa uses immunity.
Possess Mask on the Ursa, that's probably his favorite. Absolute. I don't know how this is a tier 1 item. 7 primary attribute. It's 7%. But they go in on him knowing his TP is down.
Oh, this is going to be a kill on this Ursa.
Wow.
Huge TP in by the Nature's Prophet. Great re-aggression out of Empire here in this lane.
Knowing his TP is down too.
Yeah, and Ursa thinking he's probably safe. They took a tier 1. Unlikely they're going to stick around to do anything toward the tier 2, thinking that lane is just free farm, and they jump all over that. That's like a solid minute and a half that Ursa won't have a last hit for, which is huge. This is where I start to worry a little bit for this Team Spirit lineup. This Storm, already level 9, being way more active on the map than the Bat Rider has been able to be. If he starts getting too far ahead, I don't know what the answer looks like.
Check on this Wraith King. What's he been up to? He's just
Farming.
pretty much got the armlet. Interesting to see what he goes next after this. I feel like that's where the build usually ends up. Are they diving down bottom? Not level 6 yet on Phoenix, so he just goes down.
Yeah.
The next label play.
And the
Looks like his
creeps
Icarus.
actually killed the Underlord Courier.
Brutal.
Critical misplay.
Looks like the Phoenix dive was off cooldown, or not on cooldown, or for the fight. So like, not sure where he used that earlier.
I believe he dove into the
Caught him.
trees with the shackle being sent his
Ooh.
way.
That is a big rip. Shaka, one of those few projectiles that if you throw it doesn't get disjointed by many abilities. It'll keep right along tracking.
Mm-hmm. You see this Earth Spirit smoked up. Just trying to get some moves. He's the kind of player it takes to play an Earth Spirit is somebody who's just, I want blood.
Yeah, this is a Spirit Breaker-esque kind of character. You gotta be just constantly looking for angles.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost playing like a Mirana 5 or 4-2, where you're throwing out rolls and knockbacks like they would throw out arrows and just hoping something sticks. And if it does, you're probably getting a kill. Nature's Prophet being left mostly alone as well. He's enjoying catching up a little bit on farm in the top lane. Had a pretty slow start, getting killed early by that bat, but he'll be happy to start getting some R's up. Game really slowed down again. Not feeling great for a Bat Rider to be moving at this pace. He really wants to be making ults happen. It looks like he's going to consider diving in on this Phoenix. See if the Phoenix can swoop out of this one.
Egg
Goes
comes
for the
out.
egg. It's going to be hard to kill under that with Wraith King here. Storm diving in. Can he get a grab on this bat? Yes, he will. Bat going to drop. Great counter initiation off of Empire there.
Absolutely. Under that tower, you know they're going to send in a TP. Nature's Prophet, they're always going to have one more than what it seems with the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, teleportation, ever since Dota 1, has been one of the better abilities in this game.
Is Ursa making any kind of progress? It's so slow. Take a flip over to the net worth graph.
Yeah, he's just creeping towards this Battle Fury. I mean, treads into Battle Fury, and we're still, 2 pieces away. Gonna be around 17 minutes. Maybe a little faster if he doesn't get initiated on at all, but on the other hand, you have Storm already has Orchid up. Wraith King's working his way toward that Radiance, so we do see him going into the longer build. Radiance also wicked good against this Ursa. Not gonna have any form of true strike anytime soon. I think Empire is happy to stay nice and slow and just play counterplay on lanes if somebody needs to get hit. Wraith King will farm the jungle faster than Ursa will. At least Skeleton's doing most of the work for him.
Mm-hmm. think both.
Here, as we come toward the 15-minute mark, Ryan, how do you feel about this game? You think it's leaning heavy one way or another?
I think it's going to come down to this skirmish that's going to happen in about like 3 to 4 minutes, you know, because Ursa's they feel like they want to fight even after they get this Battle Fury. They feel like it's a fighting item, and it's probably going to be somewhere around that time when Radiance comes out. And so I think in a few short minutes here, maybe after a Roshan take by Dire, if they could sneak it in, or after a Roshan, we're going to see come out here pretty soon. There's going to be an engagement, and that's going to tell a lot. But right now, Batrider going in on top, just grabbing this Nature's Prophet, seemingly for free. Egg comes out. Ball in from Storm.
Diving in, though.
Just eliminated. Wonder if we're going to see any buybacks here.
Unlikely. It looks like this is going to just be mostly a disengage here. I don't think if you're Team Spirit, you want to be fighting without your Oracle up at this early stage of the game into this Wraith King's.
You try to make a play on Underlord,
but
who's just sticking around way too long.
Here comes Bat in, immediately silenced up by the Storm. Gonna punish that TP. Storm TPing out, leaving his team behind. Can this Wraith King get out successfully?
Can they get him down twice is the question.
Nope.
Can they get him down once is the question. Yeah. They missed the shackle. And he's just going to walk away. Earth Spirit kind of sacrifice himself. They're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Not as much damage on the tower as they would have liked, but...
next to nothing. And if I'm Team Spirit... Oh no, this Batrider's going to get punished for trying to get that double damage. No chance he gets out of here alive. Yeah, see, if Team Spirit, in my opinion, there should have been all together and moved toward and considered a Roshan there while they had 2 down. Bat going solo for that rune in front of Roshan, way too dangerous at this stage. In the vision game here for Team Empire, letting them know he was walking right in.
To see another ball silence. Maybe with... Storm probably anticipates that this Oracle is just sitting behind this Ursa wherever he is. Thinking, just hitting jungle creeps.
We're going to watch this Ursa's farm kind of explode for a minute or two here beyond the Wraith Kings. Before Wraith King gets Radiance up and while he has Battle Fury up, so...
But I think we both agree this is a Roshan game.
Oh, this grab on Storm, he's gonna drop underneath the Bat Blast. So
it's a sign of life for Team Spirit.
Huge play by the Underlord. That Storm got clipped by that root in the last pixel. And there's the call for Roshan. Let's see if they can push out this mid and get a Roshan attempt in while Storm is dead.
I don't think they have the damage to go through it. They'd rather take this tower.
Ursa. Yep, it looks like they're gonna take the T1 and not move toward Roche. They didn't want to agree with the Windrunner's call.
Earth Spirit, he can just catch you, and you hardly can ever catch him.
Love this Batrider build of just boots Windlace and just being the fastest hero on the map at all times. Big fan. .425 move speed prior to Firefly, so 476 in it. Yule's up on the Underlord. Defensive purchase. Helps a lot against several of the heroes. Nature's Prophet building an Orchid of his own. Got the mech for the team first, of course. Wraith King with the Radiance up, and immediately looking to fight in their jungle. Finding the free courier critting it with the 634.
Wow.
A little bit of overkill on the old courier there,
I'm gonna
but
smoke up. It's gonna get popped by this Wraith King. He's totally fine with doing that.
he's gonna engage in. He's got Radiance. He's not that afraid.
Underlord trying to go into the back line.
But
Ursa's
that's
still
not
up.
where Ursa wants to be. That's silence. Good thing the Oracle is there.
They could heal him up. He still has ulti, and they haven't committed much. But neither has Empire.
Here comes the storm rolling
Ball
in.
silence.
This is gonna be the attempts. Just a casual grab on the Windrunner. Make sure there's no stun coming
Backing
out.
off the egg. Doesn't look like
Just
they're
a
gonna
clean-
get much else. Bat Rider
Just a
TP
clean
now.
pick. And then just look at this Wraith King just flirting around with his little armlet at 100 health.
Trying to heal up so that they can possibly take Roshan, maybe? They just
I
want to
think he'll
probably
just-
push.
Yep, I think they'll just put some pressure on this mid tower. Back off as soon as you kill the creeps. Let the wave do the rest.
If they're going in on top.
Not really sure what Bat Rider's doing in No Man's Land up here.
Yeah, like we discussed last game, once that tier 1 tower goes, you can't really hang out around there after that like 15, 16 minute mark.
No, and look at their vision clear. Their vision clear tells them they don't have any wards.
With the
Down
Bat Rider
the-
pick, they want to go into the Roshan pit.
Absolutely. And they'll kill this before Empire or before Spirit has any chance of interacting. This is huge. It's the second life for the Storm. One of the best Aegis characters.
If not the best.
If not the best. I agree. Being able to get back a full mana pool, this Windrunner is going to get blasted, farming right underneath a Radiant ward.
Make Storm commit a decent amount of mana for Nature's Prophet to yoink the kill there. With a good old Wrath of Nature.
A classic, to be honest. another
Arcane
one of
Rune on
those.
Storm. That's
Ooh,
a feels
big.
good, man. What's he looking to do?
Looks like they're looking to push bottom. Hey, if somebody shows up on the map within 1,000 range of this storm, it's gonna be bad news. And a smoke play. Looking to move into the top jungle.
Dyer's
Pretty
pretty much all together. If they split, this could spell disaster. And they know.
Yeah,
they sense it. They feel it.
They have to know, yeah.
They feel it. Look at their positioning. They're giving up so much of the map. They know, and they counter smoke themselves.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long walk down to this Nature's Prophet. That's who they're angling towards.
Who- Most likely just going to be TP'd out by that time.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have to do a lot of digging to find him. He's gonna be hiding out in the woods.
Ping's coming out.
Here comes a dive in onto Underlord. Phoenix Egg
Lasso
behind.
onto the bat. The egg is too far
The
back.
Storm doesn't have any problems with this though. Big whoop if he dies. He's got Aegis.
He's got Aegis. Now the fight actually
A
starts.
huge shackle.
And they're just out.
Into another route. This is gonna be a disengage. See if they can catch up. But,
They pop the Aegis. This is if they can get out. Team Spirit is
they
happy
know
with
where
this.
they are. That kick's so close. But Underlord going for the
use-
TP. Can they get him in time?
And he's out. That's a win for Team Spirit. Pop the Aegis. Don't surrender anything. Meanwhile, get a little bit more farm. Take back a little bit more control.
Yeah, and that whole time your Ursa's not even there. He's just farming away top lane.
He was there. He used his
Was it?
BKB charge.
Oh, he did.
But he quickly disengaged, but they're just going to walk right back into this tower. And Team Spirit, from all of that, they're okay with losing this tower.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, I think they have to be okay with losing some of these T2s. Defending into this team's pick-kill potential is going to be a little rough, and it's going to get more rough. Wraith King has the BKB queued up. And he is about 1,000 gold away.
DD sitting here, top rune. It looks like Dyer's grouping up here.
For the smoke. See if they're gonna try to go in toward the river. They have
They
vision
could get
now.
a jump. They could get a good jump here. But Bat Rider gets gone on. Wheels up. Wraith King not necessarily out of position. Rolling ball. Wheels up Storm.
Ton of damage. This Ursa is in trouble. Bat Rider running out, leaving a trail. A deep dive in, kind of fights on all fronts. Wraith King chasing down the Underlord, switches over toward the Ursa.
Bat Rider goes down. Ursa looks like he's gonna go down.
See if Earth Spirit's still chasing the Underlord, hanging him out, seeing if they can catch him. They do get a stun off. Comes to grab Nature's Prophets in. There's a Yules. This is gonna be the end of the Underlord. Silence to dodge the roll and the silence itself, the Yules, but not good enough.
Yeah, set up for mid and top, and
yeah, Nature's Prophet will happily kill this tower on his own. He doesn't need Wraith King to be around. The tower mid will drop faster than the tower top.
So they have 2 Orchids coming out from the side, both on Nature's Prophet and the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, huge value item into all of the characters. And, the worst against is Underlord, but the other 4 all have big life-saving abilities that if you can pop ahead of time, silence, it's looking pretty rough.
And most of them don't build Dispels. Ursa doesn't usually get Manta. Wind Ranger doesn't usually get Yules. Bat Rider occasionally will get a Yules.
Which he did.
Which he does have.
Forced
Smart
into
choice.
And Underlord's got a Yules, so I mean, he's got himself covered as well.
But Ursa's gonna have to use BKB to get that silence off, and usually you don't want to have to use that BKB so early in the fight, which is usually when that silence is gonna come out.
Absolutely. You're doing everything you can to keep that Ursa from using his ult. This Oracle went into Blink just to stay disengaged, but Windrunner looking to get caught here. Miss on the smoke. Or on the dust, I mean.
A lot of drawing going on the map. Probably some frustration coming out from Spirit.
Yeah, I think what they're starting to get worried about is just how much this map is cut off for them, losing all these towers. The vision game, they have so many sentries down, yet unable to still clear out a lot of the ward control. We're already climbing up to a 9k advantage. You can just see the difference between the cores. And we gotta dive in.
Ball in silence.
Silence on the Wind Ranger. She's gonna get crit and die.
Storm, is he gonna go down the heal? Yep, Storm goes down. No buyback on him.
And Wraith King probably gonna lose
this
one
egg
of his
coming
lives
out
down here too.
And they're gonna just disengage. They're gonna pop the 1 life and they're just gonna disengage.
Yeah, they got Windrunner for a Storm and a Wraith King death. They're gonna take that every day of the week. And that's kind of their way back into this game, right? Just alleviating pressure where they can. The big problem about Underlord and Bat Rider as your cores versus what the Nature's Prophet and the Storm offer as your cores is just the overall damage output that they can both have. Underlord and Bat are great if you can contain where the heroes are moving, but they don't offer a ton in the way of just physical output.
Looks like they're going to defend taking this shrine up here top.
You get double TPs in. Missed Shackle, but
they definitely are valuing this shrine because it basically controls Roche. So it's a high value shrine.
Yeah, controls Roche, continues to give them a TP point into the jungle, allows them to keep their ward presence up a little more aggressively. They go for a smoke here.
Trying
Knowing
to
the
run
30
into this
minute
ancient.
30-minute mark, the team's gonna be at these
Could
runes.
catch somebody. Blink in on the Kang. Looking for
Oh,
Batrider before he
misses.
can get Lasso
Just
out.
can't get the stun off.
Ursa looks like he's going in on Phoenix on the back line. It's just egg.
Batrider gonna
Deals with the
BKB.
egg. So there's no egg in this fight.
Nature's Prophet just murdering the Windrunner by himself. Huge root.
Ball in
But
past the root onto the Oracle. But he's Yulesed.
boy, that stone spirit kick just misses the Oracle.
Mm.
Probably long enough for Storm to come back down out of the Yules and get the kill, but they gotta back off. That Nature's Prophet shredded through that Windrunner in about 3 seconds. Here they're making the call, throwing their creeps back up into the jungle, making sure that this Roche that they now know is up stays clean.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a smoke up on. If they have one, which I don't think they do. But they're just going to walk into the pit. They're so confident in this that they just they can't take it. Dire can't do anything about it.
And no egg up. This is a little bit more dangerous. The pace at which they can kill this with
I feel like Dire can contest this. They have all their spells. I feel like they can contest this. But they've got to go.
Moves.
They have to know that this is up and that this is happening.
And now they're coming in to check bat with the immediate stop from Wraith King.
And he thinks twice on that.
Wraith King likely could have stayed in the pit. He could have faked the move out. All the while, Nature's Prophet starting to push out bottom. This split push, we haven't talked about the rad ability of this Nature's Prophet here coming toward the end game. Probably going to come into pretty big play, given all three.
Dire setting up for something here. Just hanging around this Roche pit, which is it's a big thing to do. And Nature's Prophet is going to try to drag them away from being able to just posture around this Roshan area. And they see the bat. Bat's just showed bottom lane.
Immediate back in.
And then immediate back in.
And Nature's Prophet's in this time.
Batrider TP's back in.
And now I think Empire's just going to force the issue.
Smoke up on them. It's very predictable.
A ton of damage into this Wraith King already, though. If he gets lassoed, okay, good save by the Phoenix. Dive in by the whole team. Team Spirit snatches the Aegis out and gets the Roshan kill with a blink from the Ursa.
This is not looking good for Empire.
Yeah, Storm dying immediately, not what you want. Everybody else trying to just TP out. Big play there from Team Spirit, getting the blink in, the kill, and the pickup to the Ursa. Well timed, the sight from the Firestorm, giving them the opportunity to get that steal.
And the blink really already paying off. Pie in my face again.
Blink, pretty much a great item on every hero. It's just never really bad.
Save that Roshan fight, which may have very well just saved them the game. And can later turn that into a swift blink.
And I feel like the call for Nature's Prophet to TP back in and just go hard on that might have been wrong. I think they could have walked the Wraith King in and forced the Batrider back again and just kept the stalemate going while Nature's Prophet did the work on the other side of the map.
Yeah, because we felt like they were winning. Empire was winning either trade. If they're not going in, they're winning the push. If they are going in, they're getting the Roche.
Right.
And I feel like when Bat TP'd, they needed to back out of the pit and keep the push going. But hindsight's 2020.
Absolutely. Yeah, Storm being inside the pit, get blown up, also not great. Storm doesn't ever really need to be in the pit there. I know he's going for the Aegis pickup, but when you got up Ursa with a basher, picking up an Aegis is hard. Looks like they're pinging out this Wraith King.
He blinks
Good blink
out.
reaction. Here you have Nature's Prophet TPing in, dropping down some trees to just be a nuisance to this wave, and TPing right back out.
They will get this. There's enough of a creep wave here.
There's a huge creep wave top lane. Double catapults. They're gonna need to TP back some action fast.
And they see that Ursa showed here, so they might look to get something with Ursa being in the base. Ursa's got to get back out onto the map soon.
Absolutely.
And look, that's what
A
they
grab
do.
on Storm,
A
though.
grab on Storm.
Can the three of them kill him by themselves? I'm not so sure. Silence is coming in. Wraith King is here. False Promise over.
Just looking to get
Onto
out.
the Wind Ranger. I think he missed on most of those attacks. TP out from the Underlord. Safe engagement. And we're feeling the presence of this Storm for how far ahead he was early. Just kind of fell off, I feel like, from his impact to this game. He went back for the Bloodstone after the Orchid. Not really been paying off. Tier 4 items just coming out. Bell Prism. Pretty strong on a couple different heroes. Got a Storm Crafter.
Looks like they're setting up for this top tower here. It's still, even though it's a tier 1, still a big objective. Again, just due to its proximity to Roche. They're not really committing for it. And I just got booted from the game.
Yeah, so did I. Got the old game clients out of date. Go ahead and try loading back in. That was weird.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Looks like they're running in place in game as well.
And wow. Okay, well. That's definitely a bummer.
Looks like we're frozen on the time as well. Likely a pause in place.
Gonna give this a go in one more time. And we might have to just call it a quits for part 1 here. And crank back up for part 2.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hopefully this isn't across the board, but
Alright, it for the most part it's working for me here. So slight hiccup, we're back in the game.
solid.
Smoke up here for Radiant. Not quite sure how they feel about this game, but it might be slipping away for Empire because they're not as aggressive. They're not as confident in their moves.
I think it all comes down to the Storm's impact, right? They were much more confident while he was ahead, and as he's fallen behind, they're not able to keep up the action they once were.
Definitely. And now it seems as if it's Team Spirit that are trying to get the map control and the ones that are a little more aggressively on the map. Look how
Yeah, look at the difference in sentry ward locations. Before we had all the sentry wards and regular wards from the Radiant team all throughout only the Dire jungle. And now they're starting to populate their own jungle. So you kind of get a gauge for how Empire feels this game is starting to swing as they're starting to be a little more defensive with their ward positions.
and it's probably going to be Empire that has to call Spirit back here.
And the X factor from now on, I think, in this game is going to have to be this Nature's Prophet. How much he can do to keep the pressure down by ratting. He's got the extra net worth lead that his team has. Basically, it's all him from a positional standpoint. So he's got BKB and Lincoln's up on the Nature's Prophet. Super defensive. I think BKB just by itself might have been sufficient. Would like to see him switch into like a Stygian or something to help push, or Necrobook even.
On who?
The Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
The double defensive items just doesn't seem great. He's not looking to fight, really. Definitely good to make sure he doesn't get caught out, but 8K is a tall price for that. It's like Storm going back for the BKB finally. Also has the Lincolns queued up. So we're gonna get another double defensive item. Wraith King has his Assault Cuirass, looking for his Swift Blink.
Bat Rider going to TP back to base to stop this push. Or maybe just skip right through and go look for a pick. They have this Nature's Prophet ward here. Oh, and he doesn't... Oh, he did pop it with a Yules. Great play, great awareness.
Nature's Prophet goes down.
So that's a whole about minute and a half where they don't really have to worry about this split push.
And 8,000 gold on those defensive items doesn't look like it did a whole lot of good.
Exactly.
You got the Swift Blink now up on the Wraith King. How do you feel about that item?
Is that in? That's in the. That is in the bag. I saw him queuing up for it and thought it was a meme, but this item feels strong. Yeah, it only probably gets bought after 40 minutes, but it feels really strong, and I'm interested to see how it looks on a strength hero.
Yeah, I mean, attack speed, one of the things that Wraith King usually lacks the most, but with the Assault Cuirass already up, I don't know how great this Swift Blink really does. I mean, that 40% phase movement speed is going to help a lot.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's, the bigger ticket, but...
And Ursa just goes right in. He's got DD. This thing
this Roshan will die fast.
Before they can probably get in there.
Yep.
Does he clear the space for it? Q in the Storm
This
getting
is
ready
gonna
to
be
zip
spicy.
in.
Oh, and the Wraith King stuns himself.
Radiant get it, but they snatch it. Egg stun.
And Ursa's
And
gonna drop. Let's
Ursa's
see if
got the
they can
first
control
one.
this Ursa coming out. Underlord stepping in. Big mistake.
He's just looking to
Ursa
get
getting silenced. Can't get
out.
out.
BKBs. And just
Can he
turns and tries
life
to
steal
fight.
through this? False Promise gonna do God's work here. Huge blink out.
Oh,
Can Storm
the blink value with the
catch
Oracle.
up? Storm decides not to dive in. Wow. But yeah, another good usage of that blink
I
in this game.
totally didn't even see that. The Oracle. And the Bat
There's
Rider
the
lasso.
grab on the Phoenix, not the person you want to lasso. Can the Phoenix get out of this fight? Big stuns coming in. Wraith King gonna stun this Ursa. Dishing out the damage.
He
Nature's
doesn't get
Prophet
to the
comes
high
in,
ground.
closed it out. Can't quite get out with Underlord in time. That's big. 2 minutes, or minute 90, or minute 30, sorry. Down for this Ursa and Windrunner. Time for the Rat to get on.
At least try to force a buyback here. I assume that they know that he has it. Really try to force the issue here.
Yeah, most definitely. There's going to be a 4-man down mid. You're going to see Nature's Prophet likely drop another stack of trees here and TP. Oh, he's going to drop the stack of trees top. Biden's time on his tree induce. He could already have Nature's Tendons, or Nature's Call going.
Bat
Not really
cutting
sure
waves
what he's
bottom.
waiting for. Nature's Prophet could have had. I don't understand that one. He could have used Nature's Call and had it back up again. On top lane as well. Instead, using it to farm in the jungle.
This is definitely one going the distance here.
Oh yeah, I told you this was going to be a grindy affair with this draft. Neither one of these teams can close out too fast. Team Spirit's got a better early game lineup, but they just don't kill towers all that fast.
And
Felt
looks
felt the storm impact a little bit more in that last fight again. You can see he shot back up in net worth. He was behind the Underlord. Now it's ahead of the Bat. They need to continue that growth. He's got his Lincolns now, so a little more survivable.
this Ursa that was struggling throughout this early and mid game. It doesn't even really matter now. He is so far ahead.
Yeah, 6k gold lead on the Wraith King, who's had Radiance for 20 some minutes at this point. Pretty impressive farm. He's got the Swift Blade, or the Swift Blink also queued up.
Ready to go.
Looks like he's also moving toward an Orchid after that.
Lasso out on the Earth Spirit. It's actually a really good target for them to get.
And the gem.
And the gem goes down. And they just retreat back into their base, anticipating most likely a Nature's Prophet teleport. But they're back.
Yeah,
they're back. Oh, he's getting cheeky here top.
The Rat is slowly chipping down. Look at
Your,
this top tower. It's going to drop.
it's your first time seeing the Greater Treant?
Oh, yeah. They're ridiculous.
They are 108 damage. It's that is something.
That is definitely something.
We're really gonna see again one of these tempo carries that's banging with the big dogs. These this Ursa, what we thought was wanting to look at this game and maybe try to end it, definitely have it ended by now, is playing confidently into the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only reason that he's keeping their team alive from a damage output standpoint. He's all of it. Um, you know, got a leveler as well sitting in his stash, so that's going to come into play if they ever decide to get moving on the map. It'll be hard to with this Nature's Prophet though. Nature's Prophet's got the bottom tier 3 down to 33% health roughly as well.
It's so hard to keep your camera follow on this Ursa with his taunt noise. It's just getting in my head at this point.
This Ursa can move all over the map at relative ease now with this swift blink up, spider legs up. He is cruising.
Smoke up to gain maybe some vision control and map control over this side of the map for the next Roshan. It's just so smart. They're using a smoke to set up a possible engagement later on. Or maybe looking to get
They're gonna
aggressive.
find this Windrunner here. Oh, they saw the bat.
They want the bat.
Dive in.
He gets
Bat
BKB off.
BKBs immediately though.
Storm BKBs in return and balls out.
And
They
not
just
a lot of engagement opportunities here, so just push them off.
disengaging.
Got another whole minute to Roche though, so everything just got used gonna all be back up. There was a bat lasso there. Oh, I guess it got the Lincolns. Oh, and the bat gets found by the Nature's Prophet. I don't know if Nature's Prophet can do this on his own.
Get this engagement. Dyer getting aggressive for the first time in a while.
Storm rolling in though. Bat had to go out.
Buyback on Nature's Prophet who goes down. It looks like Radiant is on the retreat here.
The stun up on the Windrunner. Windrunner's gonna die in the back.
She's going down on the back line.
Yes.
With the buyback from the Nature's Prophet, I guess they just back out.
They have to utilize these greater treants first of all, and second of all, I think they need to just take that and just go toward Roshan. Force the issue before Windrunner's back up.
At least start taking control of that map. Roshan's not back up currently, but at least just start taking part of that map control.
Ooh, finds a courier. Not really sure how he knew that courier was there, but yeah, Nature's Prophet trying to get the bat on his own. Bat just yules himself and gives Ursa enough time to dive in, and this Nature's Prophet ain't living through an Ursa on top of him for very long. Did buy Scythe of Vice though. Yeah, so Ursa's gonna need to have his BKB ready. Scythe, a great item against Ursa. You got Scythe queued up as well on the Storm Spirit. Not too far away from it either if he wants to buy out.
And if you're watching, I have this feeling that just get locked into your seat, because I don't think this one's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I'll be impressed. If this game ends in the next 10 minutes, I'll be impressed. Somebody threw pretty hard. We're going to be on the edge of our seats for team fights here. Team fights are going to be fast-paced as these BKB charges have come back down. There's a find on the Bat Rider. The stun. Bat Rider's going to drop immediately. Does he buy back? Not yet. Hex onto the Windrunner. They know the Oracle's above. They could dive up there for him as well. Choose not to. Oof. That's tough. And Wraith King immediately into Roshan. They know without the Bat Rider, this should be close to free.
If they can force this issue and cause buyback on Bat Rider, that is going to be...
Oh, this Roshan's going to be long gone before then.
I mean, and then they're gonna just have to start running at a high ground.
Absolutely, and now there's an Ags. Ags up. on the electric vortex.
But if they could stall out at least this respawn timer. Look at that move speed. So much move speed on Wraith King when he does the phase, the swift blink, and the spider legs. They need to just kill this penalty time, really. This power play that is the Bat Rider death timer.
And lucky for them, Nature's Prophet decided to go back, grab some items. Didn't stay out. The tempo up. Does have a refresher shard. Interesting on the bat or on the Nature's Prophet. I would think that the refresher shard might be even better on the Phoenix in this situation.
And they see Ursa
Potentially-
top. And it's just TPs.
I think that double egg could be extremely powerful. Since you can't have, even with refresher shard, you can't have 4 greater treants up.
Looks like they're trying to set something up here, bottom.
Diving onto the Nature's Prophet, huge shackle. That's gonna be enough to kill him.
Into the lasso. They commit lasso, which is good.
I don't know that that lasso was necessary. I mean, it's got a short cooldown, but
BKB
seemed
TP out.
a little much.
But then the lasso would still come out. He would use his
Yeah, like
BKB,
use
so.
it if you have to, right?
I feel like he felt like he was going to have to use it anyway, so might as well use it beforehand.
I don't even know if the BKB TP would have been good enough. That Gunner's damage output is solid inside of the...
Storm barely gets out. Look at that.
Yeah, 8 a bash and almost paid for it. He's going to be able to buy this full sheep with buyback now as well, so... So Ursa's going to have to manage his way through 2 full sheeps and 2 full silences if they want to really go hard on the Ursa. Not going to be fun. Oh, Wraith King queuing up the Divine.
Just catches Oracle out of position and just goes in.
Oh, and they know. A dive in from Ursa doesn't quite
They
get the storm.
Sheep stick.
He's gonna pay for it. These sheeps are huge. As I said,
He gets
great items
BKB ult
against
off
Ursa.
though. Pops.
Yeah, but that's not gonna be good enough. This storm's
They
coming.
got Wraith King kited in the back line.
That's good enough to kill the storm. Oh, big zip. See
But
if they can get some close here. Sheep.
Can they
Sheep
finish
still
any of this
cooling
off?
down. I don't know that they can catch. Ooh, can he get to the Abyssal? He's gonna have Blink here in a second. Blinks forward. Oh, good dodge. Still might get the Abyssal. Look at how fast he is. Oh, and the
Lotus
grab,
Orb.
and that's gonna be it. Whew, what a chase. Great map awareness from that storm, diving from killing the Ursa immediately underneath the, right above the river rune. And the second that Ursa died, zipping all the way down to clip through the Bat Rider and the Windrunner. But what kind of pressure can they apply while, you know, they have another 25 seconds of no Ursa?
Looks like they're pinging this Phoenix.
Phoenix
No Batrider
not an
ulti.
easy target to kill.
It looks like they're gonna
Oh boy.
reinitiate.
And they're gonna find this Batrider. See if they want to decide to dive up. They do into the Underlord. BKBs immediately. Can casually walk out. But 60 minutes is here, so you know what that means, Ryan.
60-minute items, and probably one of the better ones for Wraith King. As well as the Divine Rapier.
This Wraith King is doing 643 damage a swing, Ryan.
That's not even his crit, isn't it?
Whew. No, that's the straight damage that he's got right now.
Unreal.
That's before he decides to hit you once, and when he hits you once, there goes 15 armor. So much for that Ursa's armor now. Be down looking at a whopping
Ex
11.
Machina comes out for the Phoenix, which is a reset item cooldown. So that's going to be big for things like Shivas and Halberd.
Oh, the Wraith King diving in. Not sure if he wants to actually go on this Underlord. He's gonna BKB 1676 on the crit. That's gonna let them know immediately that he is divine if they didn't notice yet. Meanwhile, there's some more chip damage done to the range Rack's top by the Nature's Prophet. Fallen Sky found. Not exactly the best of items. Book of the Dead on the Nature's Prophet.
That definitely feels pretty good.
Oh yeah, exactly what he was looking for. You know, I commented earlier that I was surprised he went for the double defensive item instead of grabbing a Necro 3 or something of that sort. And I guess he just knew he was going to get a, double Necro 3 later.
Mm.
Good foresight. You still got the trusty shovel on the Oracle. You love to see that.
Looking for them bounty runes.
Got 6 salves, 6 TPs.
Not going to catch this Wind Ranger.
I'm looking still, though. Fallen Sky in on this Earth Spirit, up to 3,400 health. Taking time to kill him.
They see Ursa. And he's just gone.
Fine with his dip, and he is out of here.
He's just gone.
A double sheep. Be tough to deal with.
Roshan's not up.
Here comes Nature's Prophet TPing in top. He's going to drop some treants. He's going to drop Book of the Dead. This top lane is in trouble. They need to get there quick.
Is that a double Book of the Dead?
No.
Oh. Because he also
Swinging
has
a mid.
The reset item.
Gonna just do some chip damage to the tower. Good nukes coming out of the Underlord.
And Roshan now comes up, so they'll take it with Ursa down.
Yeah, no defense here. Team Spirit. And this game, I think, is slipping to unwinnable at this point.
Yeah. 10 minutes ago, we said this game wasn't going to be over in 10 minutes. This game
wasn't over in 10 minutes, but
it's looking like it doesn't
writing
look like
is
it's going
on
to
the
go another
wall.
10.
No, if it goes another now I'm gonna reword my statement. I think if it goes another 10 minutes now, I'll be a little surprised.
Yeah.
They don't even need to bother putting the Aegis over on Wraith King. Feeling comfortable there. They got Spell Prism and Refresher Shard on the Phoenix. Still just keeping the Stormcrafter up.
Wind Ranger, she's looking for the neutrals. She's down
Not
here.
Not using the Ex Machina though. Who's got that floating on them?
I believe Nature's Prophet.
Nature's Prophet just has it in his inventory. But look at this damage to the towers. In every lane, this is Rat City at its finest.
And Wraith King coming back up on the Ursa in net worth.
Yep, and passing him.
Yes.
2 big kills they got on the Ursa. That's just slowed. I mean, look at this. Look at this gain. The net worth. It was up at 11K at the 20-minute or the 25-30 minute mark. Counted all the way back down to like 1K. Maybe even flipped a little to Team Spirit's favor in the 40s, and has since climbed back to 30K only 15 minutes later. Been a big swing in these last 10 minutes.
Definitely. And it doesn't look like Empire's really forcing the issue here. Playing careful is the word I would say, which is not the word I would use to describe CIS Dota.
Windrunner just being a nuisance, kept catching a courier, doing some farming of the enemy jungle, getting some of their tier 5 items up. They found the Fallen Sky. They've got a mirror shield up now. Oh, looks like we got Telescope moved over to the Oracle. He got rid of the trusty shovel run.
You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it. Fallen Sky on the Ursa. We do have a Ballista up on the Wind Ranger. Really strong item against Wraith King.
Confusing. Fallen Sky.
Yeah, not so sure about that. I mean, I guess the extra strength stats pretty good. But
Another option for gap closing, but I feel like he's got the Abyssal Blade. He's got the Swift Blink. Oh, and the Lincolns are popped.
oh, and this Wraith King is going in deep because of this grip.
He is.
Can they close the Wraith King twice? They're not even going to get him once.
Not
That
even gonna
crit
get him once.
so much healing back to the Wraith King.
Batrider possibly going down to Nature's Prophet on a side fight here.
Double buyback.
But
so
buildings are
back
still
to a
going
5.
down.
Yeah, Wraith.
Maybe not.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet clears the Rack's bottom. He's the one we need to watch. We're glued into the team fights. But these Greater Treants, they're doing the damage. They're gonna do the same thing or come in mid here again. Send Nature's Prophet up top. Let Nature's Prophet kill that melee Rax.
Storm zipping in, trying to catch anything and everything.
Just dropping down some vision. Oh, and Batrider jumps forward, almost pays for it. He's going to pay for it now. Oh, dive in by the Ursa to save him.
Can they get the Storm? They can't.
Cheese usage.
Pops one Wraith King ult.
Storm out of mana, but Nature's Prophet again.
Shackled the Wraith King.
Nature's Prophet getting top lane racks while this is going on. Wraith King just critting himself back to
backing
full health.
out. They're backing
Prophet
off.
Gets killed. And grab.
Well, Wraith King's on the cliff.
Spirit. Yeah. Wraith King Ags keeping his team alive longer than they'd want.
But going down nonetheless.
How much damage can they get done to these melee or this range racks?
Great hold from Team Spirit. Definitely ensuring that we're wrong, and it's going to go another 10 minutes from the 64-minute mark.
Yeah, I don't think this one's going to end in 5.5. Possible still, but that Ballista coming in work on keeping his team clear. That knockback is dramatic. And this Wraith King doesn't have spider legs anymore. At this stage, not really sure what the Wraith King's looking to buy. Possibly just save up for a second Divine to make sure he has that for if he dies the once and has to buy back. Level 30, though, acquired as well.
I feel that the problem we get to now is his slots.
Yeah, like I said, likely to buy a second Divine if I had to guess, just to have it sitting on the sidelines. Middle barracks under siege from the Greater. But not good enough with the quick response from the Windrunner and her Ballista.
It's so funny. The ballista just knocks back and knocks back. I thought it was some shard or some talent. Totally forgot that she has the ballista. And for
Yeah,
a
Ballista's
4, she's doing dataless damage right now.
Yeah, and she's slowly trying to transition. I mean, she's, pretty far away from meaningful items, but she's slowly trying to transition her way. She's working on the MKB, working towards being a core of a sort. I just like that. We mentioned the Wraith King had just passed the net worth of the Ursa, but the Ursa's back up by 5k again after these
5K.
last two engagements. And here we got Nature's Prophet pushing in. Creeps have hit the high ground, so that Rax is free. Will he get it? He does. They know this bat's down here. See if they can squeeze him out. They see the flames. They know where he's at. He's got to keep blitzing out, which he'll be able to do. Whew.
Gonna group up on the side of Radiant. Smoke up on the side of Radiant. I mean, Roshan.
Oh, they see the bat. They dive in. Can they get him? BKB's up the half health in one shot from the Wraith King.
Take out some vision.
Got a little courier. Oh, and it was Ursa's courier, nonetheless. Ursa's sitting on 11,000 gold right now.
And it's a semi-decent Roshan respawn as well.
Ursa's got the refresher orb in his stash. Hey, at least we're seeing some dire Roshan kills today.
Yes.
You know? Here comes the Nature's Prophet swarm. Not going to be able to get in with this grouping, though. Oh, the
Eliminated.
two-shot.
All that damage.
Oh, here we
on
go.
her.
They should just be
Gone.
going for the towers here. Oh, and Ursa drops so fast.
She's got to buy back.
You got to swing into the towers. This Wraith King should not be chasing. The tower is the prize. Why are they not hitting the racks?
Lasso. Onto the Nature's Prophet. They've got to do something with this. A on disc pop. Ursa going in on the storm. Can they finish him? He's still silenced up. And it's looking like they're going to finish him. Can they get anything else? Earth Spirit is dropping low. Toronto Tokyo looks like he's going to go down, and Earth Spirit stays up.
3 dead, though. Racks down. Megas are acquired. And I don't know, Ryan. This one might get GG'd before 74 minutes. Can our prediction become true? This Wraith King is chunking the towers. Good blink forward, dodging the fallen sky. Needs to switch back. Finding the Ursa, and he's down. This is going to get GG before 74 minutes, Ryan.
At the 9-minute mark. Because we're idiots and don't know what we're talking about.
Hey,
That's great.
we said before 10 minutes, brother.
Wow. Oh, our prediction was right.
It was right.
Our prediction was right. We're geniuses.
Saved.
5 heads saved.
30 seconds away.
All right, we're going to take a very quick look at the scoreboard here and put a bow on game 1. Just game 1.
Just game 1, guys.
Just game 1. So, quick look at the scoreboard. Thanks for tuning in.
Man, look at those net worths, man. Nothing like seeing 100 and what probably was 20k before the buyback on your mains. Like that feels good. 1,067 last hits out of this Ursa. These guys are going to need a couple-minute break, I'm sure, before the next game.
All right, well, that's it for game number 2.